Hello, I'm here with my Triumph Spitfire, and what I'm going to show you is, well, a status update on what I've been up to, and also I'm going to, in this video, I'm going to re-veneer my little center dash panel, which seemingly I attacked many years ago when I was younger. I don't know what I thought I was doing, but I tried rubbing this down and made a mess. So anyway, I've bought some lovely walnut veneer, and I'm going to show you how to get this onto there nice and flat and make it look beautiful. Anyway, first off, let me show you what I've been doing. So I've been busy under the bonnet, which I'll show you in a minute when I lift that up. But in recent weeks, I've got the windscreen frame back on, windscreen in. That wasn't an easy task. Put some sound deadening things to make this sound less like a tin can. I don't want to put too much of that stuff on because obviously it's heavy and this is not a powerful vehicle. But I've put it in all the vulnerable places, in the footwells and things like that. Anyway, look at this. So I stripped down my dashboard, and when the tub was being painted and having its work done, the dash over here got all split and cracked and looks awful. So I filled that, flattened it back, and I wrapped it in leather. And it smells glorious. And it also looks glorious. And I also did all of the windscreen frame as well, which is very delightful. And all under here. I'm going to do this section as well in leather. I might recess this a little bit and put the walnut veneer on the front of this. But yeah, it's coming along quite dramatically now. As you can see, gearbox is in, engine's in up the front, props on. So, you know, it's coming along. It's coming along. Anyway, let me show you under the bonnet. That is not really very easy. So there you have it. That is a powerful little unit. I call it the Mini Merlin. Obviously, because it's a Spitfire and, you know, Merlin engines. It's not quite as exciting as a Merlin, but this is quite exciting. Twin Weber 40s. Beautiful. Well, Alfred likes that, don't you? Yes, you do. Let's get on to this, this dash panel and get that re-veneered. So here is the dash panel. Many years ago when I stripped this car down, I clearly decided it was a good idea to try and rub this down by hand. And as you might be able to see, the edges I have gone through and rounded this all about and made a mess. Now the ideal situation here was if I had a belt sander, get this down on there, get it really flat, beautiful job. But I'm going to have to try and do that manually, or at least with like a hand sander. I'll see what I've got in the cupboard. And then I've bought, come over here, some wood veneer, some walnut, some Burr Walnut. Now this is only just about big enough, and unfortunately has come with some cracks in it, which is not ideal. So I have told the supplier, and they are meant to be sending me some more. But whilst that's arriving, you see how this is wobbly, and this is often how veneer comes. That's not ideal for sticking, really. It's not too bad, this one, but it's not great. So what I did last night was I came out here, and what you do is you spray this with water, not a huge amount, but just enough to get it, you know, wet all over, back and front. Put some newspaper either side of the veneer, and then get some wood either side of it, and just clamp it together and let it dry out as much as possible in there whilst it's being flattened. Very good. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So you might be able to see the wobbles. If you can flatten it, why not flatten it? Hey, this is what we're looking at here. Come on. There. It's just like a little sandwich, really. Newspaper. Now, look at that. I don't know if you can see that from there, but that is flat. That's really nice and flat. Annoying that it's got this crack in it, as you can see there. But yeah, that is really nice and flat. I can still feel it's a bit moist because it's so wobbly, but that will stick much easier and much flatter. Let's, yeah. I think that might be all right. I think there it might be a bit thicker. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I've sanded off the front. This is what I'm left with, much flatter, and I had a couple of chips out of the top, so I've taken a couple of layers off the ply, and now I do have a much flatter surface, but I did also get covered in dust. Now I need to stick it. Need a bit of the old PVA. Oh God. Oh dear. Ah. Oh, for crying out loud. Give myself a cramp. Easy way of getting that off. Right, let's try and put this on here. Pop that down, face down. Get this puppy. I'm going to slap this straight on the veneer. What I need to do is clamp this thing up. Right. All right. So I'm going to leave that set up now. Let that dry. So this has been in here overnight. Let's get this out of here. See how well we have stuck down. Let's put the light on. So, right, well, that's stuck to that. The crack, it might be okay actually, that. There's some newspaper stuck to it, but that's okay. I can just whiz that off with a light sanding. The edges seem pretty damn, yeah, this has gone well. That's my verdict. All right, so, whoops. Wow, it's very stormy today. Almost just, well, I did put my finger through it. I just created a crack there. Not ideal conditions to be working with veneer, half outside. Anyway, so yeah, I just need to basically cut all my holes out, cut the edges out. Let's cut this out. All right, so what I was looking for was like a scalpel knife, you know, with a really fine tip so I can get into all of here. I do not have one. So I only have this, which is not ideal. But I'm at least going to just do the edges, and then I can find a scalpel knife later to finish the inside. But let's see, I mean, let's test this on here. How easy is this going to go through? Right, very easy, very nice, very easy. There we have it. I have not yet done the small holes, these ones and these ones. I really don't think I'm going to be able to do those with the little blade I was using. Probably going to use something different for those. But what I am going to do is use a little sander just to get this stuff off the front. Maybe I need a block. Alrighty, I'm done with the knives. I did find a much sharper, pointier knife to get into the smaller holes. And as you can see, things are looking quite fantastic. One other thing I'll say is that obviously because the veneer is porous, has tiny little holes in it, when I stuck the glue seeped through the front a little bit. I've tried to rub this down, rub it off. Don't want to go too mental with it, but you shouldn't be able to see that when it's got lacquer on it. So that's the next part. Got this clear acrylic lacquer. Now I know some people say to use varnish. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use lacquer because I have good experience with it. But yeah, the next thing really to do would be, I think, to black or brown down the edges, because this is ply and you don't really particularly want to look at a stripy ply board on your dash. But my concern is, if I try and paint this edge now and I get a bit on the front face and it like seeps into the wood, I'm going to have a mess on my hands. So I think what's safer is if I lacquer everything, lacquer it all, seal it all up, let that go hard, and then I can black down the edges at the end if I need to. So yeah, let's lacquer this thing up. So like a thin coat to begin with, I think. Okay. All right, nice. That was pretty dusty, although it looks like it's got it quite wet. That is a dusty coat, which is good. I'll let that do its thing. All right, time for some more. Well, that was certainly a heavier coat. You're supposed to keep doing dusty ones, but I'm getting impatient. It's one of my flaws. So you can see here, the wood's soaking it up, and it's just where I've gone a bit heavy, it's starting to gloss up a bit here. There's that crack that's coming back, but hopefully I'm going to put so much lacquer on this that I'll be able to flatten and polish it on the top. Yeah, it looks like a bit of a mess at the moment, but hopefully it should turn a corner the more coats I get on. But I'm waiting about 15 to 20 minutes between coats. Let's zoom. Boop. Give the lacquer a bit of a shake up. Nice. I should probably continue doing lighter coats like that one. Just build it up slowly. Be patient. That's the key. It's the name of the game here. Patience. So it's starting to get a bit of a gloss on it now, but this wood is soaking this up a lot, which is to be expected. I think I sprayed that a little bit close that time. Right, for this next bit, I need to seal up the edges. I've done a few dusty coats on the top, which is good, and now it's I'm going to start to load this up, but I need to also seal the edges off, so this has been left to dry. And then heavier badges on the front. Okay, that is starting to look fantastic. Look at the nice orangey tones. So that's quite wet. It's still got lots of pitting in it, which is not a problem because it's going to get lots of coats. And then I'm going to have to flatten it, I think. Anyway, we'll see what the final outcome is once I've got a few coats on. All right, we skipped a few coats there and I've gone heavy, heavy. Look at this now. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Oh, yeah. So I think I've done quite enough here. Lots and lots of layers. Shine is there. There's definitely enough on there for me to flatten it off. I'm doubting that it's going to stay this shiny once it dries out, but I'm going to have to leave this now for a while. But yeah, we've got lots of lacquer on there. That looks glassy, really nice. All right, guys, it's the next morning. Hang on, I've got to show you my dog first. Look at that, torpedo. Meow. So yeah, next day, the sun's out, so I've got to show you this in the sunshine. It's looking quite glorious. So I let the lacquer go off overnight, which is a good start. Take a look at this. In fact, look at it next to Alfred, because he's orange and glorious as well. Look at the colours. Look, there he is. You look like a rev counter, Alf. Anyway, yeah, this is looking really nice, particularly in the sunshine with all of the colours. Oh, very nice walnut veneer. Now you will notice that it is quite peely, and actually what it's doing is the lacquer is sinking into the grain of the wood, like where it's porous, the little dots, which is fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put on more lacquer, which is crazy because I've used pretty much an entire can already. But I am going to put more lacquer on because that is going to need to be flattened and polished. And what I don't want to do is go through to the wood and start messing around. So the more lacquer I put on, the better. So I need to get some more lacquer. I'm going to do that. And then the flattening process, I'm not going to do right now because lacquer in a can like that, it doesn't go hard quickly. You got to let this stuff go off, in my experience, especially with that many coats, for at least a week, couple of weeks. So yeah, that's it for now. Let me know what you think. Let me know how well you think that's gone. Annoyingly, I realized that you can actually buy these already with walnut on them for about £100, I think. But this has cost me 20 quid, 30 quid to get it like that. But it's not costing. It's much more fun to do it yourself, as you guys will know. It's the reason that Spitfires now exist and are on the roads. So next thing to do, I need to get this exhaust on. I've got some new stainless pipe. Whoops. And yeah, next video will be of me starting this puppy up, the first start. So as I said before, got 2 Webers there. These need tuning up. First start, hope it doesn't bang its brains out. Hasn't been started in a very long time. It's got oil down the bores, oil's in the sump, things are ready to go. I just need to get the fuel line linked up, and then yeah, so that'll be the next video. Tune in, subscribe. See you later, guys.